Breast cancer is the second most common kind of cancer.
Western Water Polo Association from the Cadet Natatorium here at the United States Air Force Academy. Today, the Falcons will take on the 11th ranked team in the country, the Loyola Marymount University Lions. Hello everybody, I'm Jeffrey Norman along with Cadet 4th Class Ethan Smith and Matt Kwan. And a very, very special day today. You will notice that you'll be seeing a lot of pink today, and that is in commemoration of the fact that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, or basically Cancer Awareness Month. We will be playing with a pink ball today, and we'll be talking about what this all means for the United States Air Force Academy as this game continues. First and foremost, today's game. Ethan, obviously from here on in, everything is a big game for the Air Force Academy Falcons. Take us through this past week. How have the practices been? What is the mood of this team going into play against the Lions?
I think the mood of this team is everybody's really excited, especially after the very close game against Davis last weekend. The whole week of practice has been designed that we could be rested but also prepared to face LMU this week. So it's going to be a really exciting matchup.
Matthew, I'm going to ask you. You had a chance to look at film of the UC Davis game last week. What were some of the things that they noticed, and what are some of the corrections that need to be made?
They're just capitalizing on opportunities. We had the opportunities there. I think if we capitalize on all those opportunities today, given that LMU does play a different defense than Davis does, I think that the guys are going to be in the game the whole time, maybe even have a couple leads going into some quarters.
What is the difference between the defense between this team and the one you played last week?
LMU, from what we saw, they like to run a heavy slough, and that's going to give our centers a lot of leeway to make great plays. But it's also it's also a good defense, and it's not fully a drop, it's not fully a press. They're going to make us think twice about a lot of things that we're going to do, but I'm confident that the guys know what to do to win this game.
56 meeting between these two schools, and LMU leads it 34 games to 21. They've also won the last 4 in a row. A.J. Kuipers will start in the goal for the Air Force Academy Falcons. Grant Snyder, who is now 2 points away from the all-time single-season points record, will be one of the field players. Number 2, Ian Christie. Number 4, number 9, Jackson Carter. Number 10, Cole Copperroot. 15, Kaito Ham. Number 18, Colin Chase. For LMU, and the goal will be Stelios Delmeros, who'll be wearing the number 1 cap. Number 2, Rafael Salacanios from Sao Paulo, Brazil. His brother will also be playing in the starting lineup, I do believe. He'll be wearing number 2. Number 5, Max Wasworth. Number 10, Cade Margain. David Carrasco, number 11, and Joseph Cavazos will round out the starting lineup for the LMU Lions. John Lochran is the head coach. Ryan Brown, the head coach for Air Force, and away we go on this very special Saturday. Ball is in the water, and the opening sprint will be controlled by the Lions of LMU. Had a chance to talk to Grant Snyder, gentlemen, just before the game today. Not feeling too well, and I don't know how long he'll play today. I asked him, how you doing? He said, well, I'm going to give it a go, but yet when he had a conversation with A.J. Kuipers, it was kind of a thumbs down. I just wonder how far he'll go today. Gentlemen, how do you think he'll be played?
Yeah, so it looks like Grant is not starting in the starting lineup today. It's been Jacob Yee will be starting in his usual position, and he's feeling a little bit under the weather, so hopefully he was able to get a nice little swim in before the game, and he's feeling a little bit better.
Thank you for that correction. Also want to thank Nick Arseniak. We were wondering about that. We thought he might give it a go, but apparently Ryan Brown is going to hold him off. And I know the cadet wing got flu shots yesterday, I believe, and I'm just wondering how much that might be affecting Grant, if at all.
We did. I think only at a service academy, stuff like that's going on where, the entire water polo team has to get a flu shot the day before they're playing their game. So that's definitely a factor.
The military, you gotta love it. All right, we are just underway here in the first quarter. You notice the pink ball. We've already talked a little bit about that, and we'll also be adding some other facts and figures to that as we do have a whistle.
So number 4, Ian Christie being excluded.
This is probably what you don't need right now, gentlemen. You don't want to give the Lions any kind of an advantage. And as we mentioned, Jacob Yee in place of Grant Snyder, who was 2 points away from the all-time single-season scoring record, but we'll see if he gets any playing time at all. You'd probably want him healthy for the road trip before anything else. Looks like the Falcons back at full strength, and the first shot and a score goes to LMU. Carrasco getting the first goal of the match. And I think, Ethan, there's a player on this team you went to high school with. Want to talk a little bit about that? And for LMU is who I'm referring to. Falcons looking for the equalizer here.
Yeah, number 18, I believe it's LMU's center, Joey Cavasso. So, yeah, we went to high school together. He was a senior when I was a freshman. And also, you know, number 8 on Air Force, Jacob Yee, we also went to high school together. So a lot of guys out here today.
Interesting connection, to say the least.
It is, it is.
Turnover going now to the Lions as we are just underway in period number 1. LMU and the Western Water Polo Association 3-0, and the Falcons are 1-1. They want to go down low, tipped away by Air Force. And the turnover will go to the Falcons. Pass down to the left side of the tank. Falcons right now, gentlemen, I would think they want to start building momentum for that finishing kick. They'll be on the road next week. There's a shot that's off the post, long rebound going into the hands of LMU, and the Lions will have possession of the ball. And I would guess right now, gentlemen, the Falcons want to get a good, strong finish. There's an attempt and a shot and a score, and it's 2-0 LMU.
Yeah, so one thing we talked about in practice this week was controlling LMU's counter. They're known to be a very quick team, and that they are not afraid to counter and go early. So that's something that we need to keep in mind here as they just score a counter goal.
And I believe we mentioned just before the game today that they've got some size. They've got some big guys in the pool. I would imagine they'll start leaning on the Falcons a little bit and try to make this a physical game. Of course, in the water polo matches I've seen, when isn't a physical game, I guess. But I'm looking at some of the play down low, and there's a shot that is blocked by the goalie, Delmaris.
Yeah, so that's an example of LMU's kind of untraditional defense there is they're dropping off from all areas, trying to get in passing lanes, steal the ball, and make them ultimately shoot up high. That's what LMU wants. They want to rely on their goalie to block those far-out shots.
Try to go down low. They get a turnover, and the Falcons trying to find that first goal as we hit the halfway point of the first period. And the Lions of LMU lead it by the score of 2-0. Matt, what are you seeing on the offensive set right here that the Falcons can capitalize on right now? There's Cole Copperwood. He fires, and once again, right hand of Delmaris rejects the shot.
Well, I see them just trying to work this zone. This is a very, very different zone than what we've seen in the past. And right there, you saw the double post there, and we're just trying to create man-up opportunities on their drop defense. But I think with some time, it's gonna come together for the guys.
I'm guessing right now the Lions, and did that break the plane? Yep, that should be a goal, I think. I think it broke the plane. Roscoe with his second goal of the match. Carrasco is getting my score corrected. He's got everything, so it's Carrasco 3 and the Falcons nothing here in the 3:09 mark of the first period. Gentlemen, it seems to me the one thing you do not want the Lions to do is get off to a big lead. They're up 3-0, and you don't want them to run away and hide on the Falcons right now. Is that a fair assessment, Matthew?
Yeah, that is a fair assessment. We just need some defensive stops and a couple goals to go in our favor, and I think that's going to break the momentum for LMU.
First period all in favor of the Lions. They're doing it on both ends of the pool, offense and defense. We're at the 2:48 mark. There's a whine, there's a fire, and a punch out by Kuipers. A long rebound. Roscoe, I think, got that long rebound. Still some time on the shot clock. Lions coming out hot in the first period, and there's a shot into the corner, and it's 4-0 Lions. Augie Renzader from Laguna Beach with the goal. That is probably going to prompt a timeout with 2:28 left to play in the first period. LMU leading the Air Force Academy Falcons 4-0. You are watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Back once again at the Cadet Natatorium, 2:28 left to go in the first period. It's all been Loyola Marymount. The Lions lead it by the score of 4-0. And Ethan, I'm just going to ask you, a timeout being called, what do the Falcons need to do to get back on track? And I'm looking for that number 2 cap, and I'm not seeing it yet. So we'll see if how long that is going to last.
Yes, I think what Coach Brown is talking about right now is just kind of telling the team again the strategy against it to break this zone, and he's probably stressing a lot of driving and working the zone and catch and shoot shoots.
All right, so here we go. Sinclair with the ball out on that right side. Another turnover to the Lions. Falcons need to.
One thing you notice LMU doing every time is they are countering down the pool, making a swim.
There's a shot and another score.
That's I think is causing a big problem right now, as we are getting countered very hard by LMU.
Augie Renzader with his second goal, back-to-back goals as a matter of fact. Remlinger will now be credited with a goal. It's now 5-0 in favor of LMU. Do the Lions have a little more speed than the Falcons right now, as you see it? Is that making any difference, if any?
I think we got the personnel to beat that counter that they're doing, but I think they've just got the momentum right now, especially with Grant out.
Long toss overthrown. You recovering. Falcons, they need to get something up on the board with 4 seconds. There's a shot tipped away, field block, I believe, and it's going to go right back to the Lions. LMU coming into this match ranked 11th in the country, and I think you can see why. They are doing it on both sides of the ball. Jacob trying to put a little pressure on the defender here.
Yeah, it looks like LMU's trying to run a double post, trying to keep up that direct shooting that they've been doing.
They want to go down low, and there will be an exclusion, I do believe, and it's going to be called on Air Force.
That is on number 3, Dylan Sinclair.
Can't give them a gift, can you, Ethan? You just can't give this team anything.
Hopefully we can hold them to a stop and maybe try to get a nice counter goal here at the very end of the period.
Well, they're going to be very patient. There's a shot in the left corner.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very strong shooting team, and I think they've displayed that here in this first period. Hopefully we can come out with a strong play and to get one here at the very end.
6-0 the score here. And it's been all LMU. They have won the last 4 matches that these two teams have played. Next, Walsworth now checking in the pool as the Lions will make some substitutions. Is it too early to go 7-on-6?
No, I don't think so. I think right now Coach Brown's probably just trying to make sure they do not get another one at the end of this period. Kaido with a shot.
Wild shot, and it goes left.
A little wide.
And you could see the expression on Kaido Ham's face. He just kind of turned and went, oh, man. And that is, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that is going to be the end of the first quarter. All LMU at the end of 6-0. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision.
Teddy Roosevelt once said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, who spends himself in a worthy cause. Do you have grit?"
In period number 2, all LMU as they lead it by the score of 6-0. Jeffrey Orman along with Cadet 4th Class Ethan Smith. And Ethan, what do you say in a situation like this? Maybe the break at the end of the first period was the best thing that ever happened to the Falcons. I can't recall the last time they ever shut out in a period.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really tough quarter for Air Force, and I think the strategy coming out of that is to defense, 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 stop LMU scoring, and try to pick up a few goals in there. Kind of fan the fire a little bit and get this back under control. So hopefully, take this quarter to regroup and then come out in the third and try to take the lead.
I'm just kind of wondering if the Falcons can get a goal, what would it do to ignite this team? Yes, they're playing without Grant Snyder, who is not going to start the second period. Grant feeling a little bit under the weather. We've all chronicled the fact that he's 2 points away from breaking the season record for most points scored, but I think right now that is the least of their worries right now. You want him healthy, there's no question about it. You'd like to see him maybe get the record at home, but if he's not feeling well, you don't play him. Here's Sam De La Cruz trying to put a little pressure on. Once again, the Lions of LMU, number 11 in the country, and they're showing why. Leading it 6-0 as we start the second period. See what kind of adjustments the Falcons make here. There's a shot, and it's knocked away, and it'll go back to Air Force. Sam digging for it here on that right side.
We got a cross drive by Larson here.
Christie, there's a shot, knocked away. That's at least 3 or 4 saves by Stelios Damaris. 3 by my unofficial count, probably more, but he is playing a solid game in the pipes. He has 3 indeed. Coach Lochran below us here saying get to the 2-meter line, get to the 2-meter line, obviously wanting to go down low. Trying to draw the nice acting job by number 10, Cade Margain, as he was trying to draw the exclusion and did.
Yep, so that's number 6 is out, Sam De La Cruz.
6 on 5. That's his first foul, by the way, his first exclusion. Cross court, they got a look, and there's a shot and another score.
Goal by Ken White, Cade Marlene.
I think you can tell that obviously there's a personnel issue. You can tell Grant is missing today, as we have some people that are usually playing different positions that are having to fill in his spot. So just another factor.
That's a very valid point, Ethan, and you just. I know they won't use it as an excuse. I know they won't, but. Falcons looking for their first goal of the match. Being shut out in the first period. I can't recall the last time that ever happened. But that's by the boards, and now there's a shot. Field block, ball loose, 50-50 ball, and it's going to turn up by the Lions as Damaris will scoop it up.
It looks like the strategy here that I'm seeing is Air Force is trying to fall into a double post to try to break this zone, set up 2 separate 3-on-3s.
Skip shot. Good.
Goal by number 4, Wyatt Alex Marlowe.
Alex Marlowe, a sophomore from Kirkland, Washington, with the score.
Yeah, Alex Marlowe there, one of my club teammates from back in Washington. Just a great drive by him and slamming it down on the line to just trickle in the goal. But
well, you don't get style points. It either is or it isn't. That's the way it goes in sports. Doesn't have to look pretty as long as it breaks the plane. Falcons looking for their first goal of the match. There's a shot by Christie. It's a little bit too high, and it'll be a turnover to the Lions as the Falcons try to get back on defense.
And on defense, we have a little change. AJ Kuipers is out, and it looks like our freshman goalie, Lucas Smith, is in.
That's not a bad switch. That's not a bad switch. Luca's going to be the heir apparent to that position next year. By the way, he's undefeated when he starts. 10-0 on the year. There's a shot, and he gets a paw on it and knocks it away. Turnover to Air Force.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think Coach Brown here is maybe trying to give AJ a little a break to regroup, and before he throws him back in there, maybe a little frustrated with how this game is going right now.
Let me ask you this, Ethan. What's the difference between the two goalies as far as style of play, mobility, etc.?
I noticed that Luka is a little bit more of
There's a first goal of the match on a backhander.
There's a goal by number 6, Sam De La Cruz, with a great backhand out of center. As I was saying, I think Luka is more of a aggressive, kind of in-your-face, is very, very good at those up-close shooting opportunities that the other team gets and blocking those. I think AJ really excels at, when outside shooters are taking shots on him. Very rarely are those making it past him.
Cole Copperroot and Jackson Carter, number 9 and 10, coming into the pool for Air Force. Beautiful backhander by Sam De La Cruz. I think we've seen that before.
We have. That's becoming a little bit of a signature.
Now it's time to D up. And let's see how that ignites this Falcon team. I think we're going to get an exclusion call as the official on the far side blew a whistle, so it's going to be a 6-on-5 for the Lions.
So it looks like that exclusion was on number 18, Colin Chase.
That'll be his first. And here is a shot at the top of the key. Left side, there's a shot. I think that was a field block, partial field block.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that field block number 10, Cole Copperwood.
Yes, sir. Now let's see how this is going to ignite the Falcons. Lucas Smith, as was reported a little bit earlier, replacing A.J. Kuipers in the pipes. There's a steal, an interception by the Lions as they dribble it to the far side. Might be a possible one-on-one. Let's see if he'll do it, and he does, and it's a score. Start to finish, great play by the Lions. David Carrasco with 5 goals by my count. He is having a day, and he just made a great play start to finish on defense and offense. He has 5 goals indeed.
Yes, he is. That is a player that Coach Brown wanted us to watch, especially on those counters, and it seems like the altitude is not affecting him at all in those counterattacks.
I want to make a correction. I've been calling him David. It's David Carrasco. He is from Spain. So we'll get that out of the way. There's a shot. Nice block inside by the goal, Stelios Dalmaris. Fresh 30 on the clock. They're going to try and go inside on this, or are they going to try and shoot from the outside? Looks like right now an outside shot, just barely. Thought that might have broken the plane, so once again, so my apologies to the guy that's doing all the work here. It's David Carrasco from Barcelona, Spain. Falcons being held in check by this LMU Lion team. There's a shot down low. There's a shot and a score. Richard Rimlinger with a score.
Yeah, we got some substitutions coming in for Cole Copperwood and Jackson Carter. We have David Brown and Bruce Kim coming in for them.
David, I think, is a third-classman, as I recall.
He is. And number 20, Bruce Kim, that is another fourth-class cadet.
Fourth-classman, yes. This team is loaded with fourth-classmen, including the 2 gentlemen that are working the game with me today. Gentlemen, you may be in the pool before it's... This game has been pretty simple. LMU jumped off to a fast start. They have never looked back. There's a knockaway. Ball comes right back. Christie recovers. We'll get a fresh 30 on the clock. And a pick by the Lions. Turnover. Loyola Marymount Lions have been in total control from this match. There's a shot in it, gets past Lucas Smith. Margain, I think, is being credited with the goal.
One thing is for sure, the Falcons might be down by 10, but certainly they will be fighting this entire game to get back into it and right up until the very end.
That's the trademark, I think, of just about every sports team here. I mean,
it is. There is no lack of fight at any of these teams.
Well, and the thing about it is, Ethan, you all are going to a bigger and better cause once you graduate from the academy. Sports is important, no doubt about that, but what you do after that, when you graduate, you go to your various MOSs. When you get your MOS assignment, that's really what it's all about.
It is, and I think one of the reasons why a lot of these academy sports teams have the fight that they do is, unlike a lot of other schools, the easiest part of our day is are these sports practices. It's a break from all the rigorous academics and academy life that's going on up at the Hill. So it's an opportunity to get better, but also take a little break from all the madness.
Yeah, and I can believe that. Well said. An apparent goal was wiped out, and I'm guessing that might have been on a 2-meter violation.
Yes, I think it was also.
Outlet pass, 4 seconds left to go before the half. This might be a catch and shoot. It is, and they convert. I'm guessing that number 11 has struck again. David Carrasco. What a day he is having. Halftime now here at the Cadet Natatorium as the LMU Lions rolling by the score of 12-1. We'll take a break and be back with the second half of play when we return right after this. You are watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision.
Teddy Roosevelt once said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, who spends himself in a worthy cause. Do you have grit?
Back in by Luke Rowe. Shot and a score. Getting ready to start the second half of play as the Loyola Marymount Lions leading by the score of 12-1. Jeffrey Orman along with Ethan Smith and Matt Kwan. Ethan, take us inside the halftime. What was said by head coach Ryan Brown?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. It seems like we are playing our game, and it's just not going our way. It looks like, I think he probably said to slow it down, attack these zones, and just do the best we can. That's all we can do. And it looks like also AJ Kuipers is back in goal, our senior and most veteran goalie. So
Ian Christie winning the second half sprint for us. Only goal, a backhander and a beauty by Sam De La Cruz. And 2 saves by AJ Kuipers. There's a shot, and it's punched away. Another stop by Stelios Damaris. And he has 4 saves on the day. David Carrasco with 6 goals for the Lions. That's about all you need to say, folks. It has been their day, and you can see why they're sitting on top of the WWPA standings. Might have an exclusion here, and we will. Just kind of wondering if we might get a 5-meter penalty shot. Looked like somebody was draped over the back, but anyway.
This would be a big one for the Falcons. We need to put this one away.
Partially blocked. And here comes LMU on the attack. Long pass down to the tank. There's a shot. It's too high. Turnover goes to Air Force. Well, their transition game has been pretty solid, wouldn't you say?
It has. I think that's been one of our biggest problems this game is dealing with that.
Cole Copperoo wants to get down low. There's a shot. Again, another block by Dalmaris.
Shot was taken by number 18, Colin Chase.
A little pushing off going on in the Whitewater there as here come the Lions, and they look like they really want to kick up the tempo, and there's a shot and a score to open the second half.
Yeah, so these situations, these one-on nobodies that AJ is getting put in are very difficult to block as a goalie. So we gotta help him out and be sure to counter back on these counterattacks that LMU's pulling.
David Carrasco with the goal. That will be goal number 7 for that young man. Right now the Falcons trying to get off the deck. It has been LMU from the opening whistle, from the opening sprint. That's about all you need to say about this one, folks. There's a shot that just barely missed. Thought that might have a chance of going into the cage, but breaking the plane. Here come the Lions. Again, that transition game has been very solid so far. Rafael Salanikios.
Looks like an offensive foul, and the Falcons counter. They should be up on the left side of the pool here.
And that's where they want to go, but the pass a little loose. Loose ball, and it'll come right back to the Lions of LMU. What a shot. That was from 3/4 of the pool. What a shot that was. David Carrasco, that is the shot of the year right there. That is the shot of the year.
Wow.
I think if you'd put him on the 2-meter diving platform, he could have fired one. That was a shot. That's a highlight.
And it looks like the Falcons sub out number 1 AJ Kuipers for 1A Lucas Smith.
Well, about the only thing you have to do on this one, there's a shot. There's a block. Or did it break?
There's a goal by number 9, Jackson Carter, freshman.
Well, that'll bring the crowd to life. So it's now 14-2. Falcons now putting a little pressure on the backwater, trying for a steal. Ball is loose. Should be a foul. Matt, what do the Falcons need to do to at least make it get back in this thing a little bit? 2 seconds, 1 second, that'll help. Unfortunately, they beat the buzzer.
I think it's just going to be all about defense. Our team's going to have no problem scoring, but if we can just keep them down to maybe a couple goals a quarter and just shift some momentum, I think that's going to help us kind of show LMU that kind of what Air Force water polo is all about.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing, Matt, you don't want to do anything elaborate. Just work on your stuff. Just work on what you do, and make it respectable right now.
We watch film on a lot of teams, and we try to make game plans. But at the end of the day, we can. We're playing Air Force water polo.
Lucas Smith with a nice block. Always try to take something away positive from a game like this. Jackson Carter, who already has a goal. Let's see if they try a lob, and they do, and he scores.
And there it is. Seems like we're coming back on the counter. We're opening up some more opportunities. We're finding their 3-on-2 weaknesses. And again, great shot by Ian Christie right there, pinging that post for a bar and lob.
Looks like Jacob Dixon is in. Sam De La Cruz, I think, will report in. I believe that was him. Or no, I beg your pardon. It's David Brown who will come in.
Yep, and I think what Coach Brown is trying to focus on here is, defense, defense, defense. Have good defense to generate offense.
Yeah. And
that's going to be the focus.
we know the Falcons can play solid D. We have seen it throughout the year.
Yes, we do. And, at this point, it's just about, getting better and making some plays.
There's a lob that is going to be in the basket.
That was another goal by LMU.
Joseph Cavazos, number 18, getting that one. I would imagine that when you report for practice on Monday, the one thing Ryan Brown will do is burn the film, say, get in the pool, let's get ready for the weekend.
Exactly. You can't let these kind of games get under your skin. You just got to keep playing your game and understand that we will have the opportunity to face these guys again later in the season.
Yes, you could. Absolutely. We got an exclusion here, so the Falcons will have a 6-5 advantage. Now, make it work. Pretty simple stuff from here on in. They want to go down low, and I think they tried to bat it in, but to no avail.
Yep, so that looks like number 5, Jake Dixon,
and I
just
believe
kicked out.
LMU will call a timeout with 2:40 left to play in period number 3. Loyola Marymount leading it by the score of 16-3. And wait a minute. Oh, I thought we were going to have a timeout. I'm looking at their coach down on the far left side of the pool. I heard an air horn that usually indicates a timeout. Lions had the ball. That normally indicates a timeout. All right.
Yeah, it looks like they just used a quick 30-second to let their guys get down the pool and set up into a 6-on-5.
That was a quick 30. It was more like, seemed to me like a quick 10. But anyway, Lions with the ball and a big lead. High pass, shot, long rebound. 50-50 ball here. It's going to go to the Lions. Tyler Harvey with it. Now a shot and another score by the Lions. I think it's
Number 24, wide, Johnny Rimlinger.
Johnny Rimlinger with a goal. 2:13 left to play in period number 3. Falcons, of course, will be traveling west. They'll be in Loyola and Irvine for a weekend series before coming back for Senior Day, always a big event. See what kind of substitutions are being made. I think Dylan Sinclair is going to dry out.
Yep,
dry
looks
off,
like
rather.
Sam.
Probably a bad choice of words there. Dry off for Dylan Sinclair, one of the co-captains.
It looks like coming in for him was number 6, Sam De La Cruz.
Falcons would like to get some more points up on the board, make it a little bit more respectable here as we have 1:52 left to play in the 3rd period. It's been a simple story today, gentlemen. LMU just came out fast and never looked back. High shot going wide right.
Yeah, I would agree. It looks like between the counter and their drop defense, we've had a lot of trouble today attacking that.
Got off to a 7-0 lead and showed the taillights the rest of the way. Got a foul call, able to turnover, offensive foul.
Yep, so they a 2-meter penalty on LMU.
Kaido Ham. And I think what we're seeing, Matt, is everybody dropping down. There's a shot, another block by the impenetrable Stelos Delmaris. They have not been able to put much past him today. He has just been outstanding. Well, I'm going to put LMU as the best team the Falcons have faced this year, certainly here at the Natatorium. I know there's some road teams that y'all have played, but I've got as far as visiting teams, they rank number 1, LMU. They have just done everything on both sides of the pool. Referee gives the ball to the player gives the ball back. I mean, okay. Not sure what we got going on here, but they lost the ball. Air Force picks it up. Here they come on the swim. Better watch out behind. Dribbling towards the right side. Nope, now he'll drop off and go into position. Opportunity for Air Force to maybe put one in the basket here. They go down low inside maybe the 2-meter line, and it's going to be a turnover to the Lions. And with time expiring here in period number 3, let's see if we're going to get a long distance shot. No, they're going to just freeze it. And that is how we'll close out number 3. Loyola Marymount leads it by the score of 17-3. Back with the final 8 minutes when we return right after this. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. getting ready to start the final 8 minutes of play here at the Cadet Natatorium here at the United States Air Force Academy. Jeffrey Orman along with Ethan Smith and Matthew Kwan. We had a visit from one of our good friends over here, former teammate of yours. And let's hear what Luke had to say.
Yeah, he just explained that we got off to a slow start, and it's just we're not playing Air Force water polo. That's for sure. And on the LMU side, it looks like they made a goalie change. Looks like number 1A, Finn Friedland is in. So we'll see what he can do in goal.
Well, give a chance for everybody to get dusted off here and get some playing time as the Falcons come on the attack. This is Sam De La Cruz. He has one of the three goals for Air Force today. Here the coaches just to the right of us calling for help, help, help. Just run the offense, and just forget about this one and get ready for the weekend trip. 2 seconds, 1 second, and the clock expires, and the turnover will go to the Lions.
So, look, Sam De La Cruz drew an exclusion there on LMU, so now we're going into Falcons 6-on-5.
All right.
And a drop ball, and that will result in a turnover, and that'll send LMU on the counterattack.
So the Falcons, who have been without Grant Snyder, who has been under the weather today, really no excuse. LMU jumping off to a 7-0 start in the first period. That's it. And that's it. Really a simple game here. 3 seconds to go. They want to go down low, try to punch it in. Nope.
Yeah, I think, LMU is just playing a really good game. There's no excuse. They played a great game.
I think they also had a 2-meter violation call, if I read the official correctly, on the near side here. Reset.
It looks like number 14 excluded and possibly rolled there.
Well, Falcons need to do something with the power play. It has not been going well. There's a punch and a little too high. 5:52 left to play here in the match. LMU coming in with a record of 12-4. They'll improve to 13-4. Falcons will drop to 20-7.
What a steal! What a steal by number 8, Jacob Yee. That's the kind of stuff we need right now.
Now they need to convert. Find an open man, take the shot, get the score. Is he going to try it? Yes, he will, and he does. How about that? Nice coast-to-coast play.
There, Jacob Yee, great steal, and then another great near-side shot on Finn Friedland, the LMU goalie.
Well, now that's something you like to see. You like to get that and get the transition game. Made a good play down here, and he finished on the other end.
No matter what the score is, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about getting better and, creating those opportunities.
See the time remaining here in regulation. As we mentioned, the Falcons will be on the road next week. All WWPA play. They'll go to Loyola down around the San Diego area and then go to Irvine. And there is a tip. And knocked away, and the Falcons get the ball.
That's a great steal by number 7, David Brown. I mean, two defensive stops there with steals, so good work by the Falcons.
And here comes the Falcons. Can they finish? There's a shot.
What a goal.
Goal by number 7, guard David Brown.
Great goal by number 7, David Brown, on the LMU goalie.
Going near side on him. Seems to be working.
Joey Shell checking in. Colin Chase coming in, I believe. Well, even when you have games that are one-sided like this, gentlemen, you can still see some positive things, and we've seen a couple of those already in this match. Getting the defense, making a play in defense, finishing on the offense, and we just saw a good shot here, 17-5. So,
Yeah, I agree. You know, in these games where maybe we're down bad, it's just about getting better. That's about what every game is about.
Paul Copperwood putting a little pressure on. Long pass off to the left side. There's a shot and a score.
Going by 10 white, King again.
Marjane with the score. I think David Carrasco has probably earned a quarter sit out because he's done a lot today. 8 goals for that young man from Barcelona. Take a seat and enjoy the game, David. Jackson Carter off to Cole Copperwood. Might have a look here. The shot.
What a goal by number 20, Bruce Kim. That is a great, catch and shoot. That's what it's all about right there.
There's Kim.
That is a perfect execution of what we practice every day: catching, shooting, movement. Great job by Bruce.
Well, Copperwood getting in the face of the player. Another foul called. 3:48 left to play here in the fourth quarter. And turnover will go to the Falcons. Pass down to the right side. Might have an opportunity here. I think. Defense falling off a little bit. No need to really just kind of sit back and see if they can work the clock a little bit. Ball slips out of the hand. And it'll be a turnover to the Lions. So maybe they're trying to go down low. Ball battled. And
It's like number 13, Larson McCarroll, is excluded. And that'll give LMU a power play.
that's his first exclusion of the match. Let's see if they'll try to get in tighter, if they'll try an outside shot. That's what they are going to try, an outside shot, and they convert.
Goal by 10 white, Cage
And we have number 20, Bruce Kim, being subbed out for number 17, Joey Shell.
Probably have to go back a few seasons. The last time 19 was hung on the Falcons, certainly in my memory, but just playing out the string. 2:20 left to go. Falcons just trying to forget about this one. Finish it, forget about it. Everybody getting a chance to see a little bit of playing time here. Just peeling off under 2 minutes. There's a shot that's knocked away. Nice play there.
Offensive penalty on LMU, and that'll lead to a Falcon counterattack.
Let's see if they can convert. There's a shot punched away by that man again. Morris. I beg your pardon, they're switching the goal. That doesn't seem to make any difference who they put in there.
So it looks like the Lions here just holding the ball, draining out the rest of this clock. Good work by number 17 on the Falcons, Joey Schnell, to hold that center.
Jackson Carter with an attempt. That might have been knocked out of his hands. It appeared to me that somebody might have gotten a piece of from behind him. LMU will go on to win its 13th game against only 4 setbacks. They'll remain undefeated in WWPA play. Falcons will fall to 1-2 and get ready for a weekend trip to the West Coast. 40 seconds left. There's a shot, punched out.
Great block by 1A Lucas Smith. I mean, that's another one of those things. Trying to find a positive in a game that's lost is just great moments like that with a great block by Luca.
David Brown now in the pool. See if the Falcons can try something there. A little hook shot it appeared, but that goes over the top of the goal.
Despite the missed goal, great entry pass there. Good look.
So the Falcons will have 15 seconds maybe to make this a little bit more respectable, but here's a steal, and that's going to be it. They'll just freeze it. And the Lions of Loyola Marymount come into the Cadet Natatorium, and it's all LMU as the number 11 team in the country puts a whooping on the Air Force Academy Falcons by the score of 19-6. We'll take a break. Post game coming up next. You're watching Air Force Academy Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision.
Teddy Roosevelt once said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, who spends himself in a worthy cause. Do you have grit?
Force Academy water polo head coach Ryan Brown, as LMU comes in here and lays a 19-6 beating on the Air Force Academy Falcons. Coach, I guess there's nothing more to say. They jumped off to a 7-0 lead, showed their taillights the rest of the way.
Yeah, we didn't play well. They executed fantastic. They're a good, solid team. Got some really good players out there. We didn't come ready to play. We didn't execute. We didn't bring any energy. So.
Just one of those games where you take the game film and just burn it.
Probably.
All right, let's talk about something a little bit more important. And of course, October is Cancer Awareness. Let's talk about how the Air Force Academy water polo is involved in this.
Yeah, you know, it's something that's important in the world. We're going to do our part, whatever we can. We usually pick one game a year to represent it. You know, my family has cancer. Pretty much everybody probably has somebody that knows somebody that's dealing with some sort of cancer. So I want to just make sure we do our part, represent where we can, support where we can. So proud to do it, love doing it. We try to do it all month long as much as we can, even when we're away. So.
All right, Coach. Well, a road trip coming up next weekend. Hopefully you forget about this one. Go get them in La Jolla.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I got a long weekend next weekend. Every game's good from here on out, so next weekend's going to be a battle. Hopefully we'll do better than we did today.
All right, Coach Ryan Brown of the Air Force Academy water polo team. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, let's thank our cast and crew for all of their efforts today, starting with our sports information director, Nick Arseniak. Today's broadcast was directed by Brian German. Our crew of Tim Saratori, Kurt Boddicker, and Stephen Cohen. Gentlemen, we thank you. We wish we could have made it more interesting for you. So in 2 weeks, it'll be senior day here at the natatorium at the Air Force Academy. And until then, I'm Jeffrey Orman bidding you a very pleasant good afternoon from the United States Air Force Academy.